It's nice to have you join us. You're watching News at 5 here on Channels Television. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. The former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, who is currently a member of the African Democratic Congress, the ADC, is among the prominent Nigerians who occupy the National Assembly alongside members of the civil society organizations, asking that the lawmakers include compulsory real-time transmission of election results in the ongoing amendment to the 2022 Electoral Act. In his address, Mr. Peter Obi says allowing Nigeria to go into the 2027 general elections without a clear position on the transmission of results could lead to a repeat of the glitches that the electoral umpire reported back in 2023. The same position is maintained by civil society groups who insist on real-time electronic transmission of election results from the polling units.
Dozens of protesters, mainly from the civil society and members of the national opposition movement, in a protest march to the National Assembly in Abuja. The protest is to compel the National Assembly, especially the Senate, to pass the proposal for real-time electronic transmission of election results.
We are asking them to put the bill as real-time electronic transmission. That's what we want. Those are the main things. We don't even want two things.
If you can remember what happened the last time with Professor Mahmoud Yakubu of the glitches, that they couldn't transmit results, we couldn't view results real time. That is not what we want this time around.
The Electoral Act that was used in 2023, which led to the glitch that we had, because of that discretion that was given to INEC to decide what to do. And so Nigerian cannot again risk that kind of opportunity.
The heavy deployment of security personnel and this police barricade prevented the protesters from moving further. 20 minutes into the protest, the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, who is now a member of the African Democratic Congress ADC, arrives. His efforts to make his way through the first gate of the National Assembly is also stopped by the police. Mr. Obi addressed journalists, insisting on the real-time electronic transmission of election results.
The election must be transmitted electronically from the polling booth direct. We don't want any transit point any longer. We don't want any glitch again. Glitch is finished. We want things to happen directly. No more glitch.
However, the electronic transmission of results is not the only demand by the protesters.
The public have lost interest in Nigerian democracy, and this needs to be restored. So I'm calling on the Senate to prioritize the demands of the citizen, to transmit the real-time transmission of electoral results as it serves persons the citizens of Nigeria. And one more, to say that allow the citizens to be able to print their PVCs, to be able to print their voter card online.
The Senate had last week refused to adopt real-time electronic transmission of election results in the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. And despite the various explanations by the Senate, this protest is one of the several reactions that have trailed the decision of the upper chamber.
Meanwhile, civil society organizations have urged the Senate to immediately adopt the House of Representatives' position, which includes the clause on real-time electronic transmission of results from polling units in the ongoing Electoral Act amendments. At a news conference in Abuja, a coalition of CSOs also called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to promptly release the guidelines for the 2027 general elections under the current Electoral Act, allowing all stakeholders to begin proper preparations.
With respect to the provisions on the electronic transmission of results, we strongly recommend that the committee adopts the House of Representatives position mandating electronic transmission. Again, mandating electronic transmission with a modification addressing technical or technological specificity as currently drafted. explicit references to INEC result viewing, IREV. Portal creates potential rigidity. Since electoral technology evolves statutory references to specific platform requiring legislative amendments each time technological infrastructure changes. This approach aligns the existing Electoral Act provision regarding the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, which permits BVAS or any other technological device for accreditation, establishing a precedent for technology-neutral legal framework that combines mandatory obligations with implication flexibility.
Away from the issue concerning the Electoral Act amendments now, repair work on the Kara Bridge has begun with the Federal Road Safety Corps, the FRSC, on hand to manage traffic and ensure smooth movement as motorists navigate the construction zone. Before now, the federal government announced a 6-week partial closure of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to carry out urgent repairs on the expansion joints at the Kara Bridge, Magboro Bridge and Arepo Punch Bridge. Lagos Sector Commander Kehinde Hamzat, present at the Kara Bridge repair site, stated that the FRSC will collaborate with other security agencies throughout the project to ensure smooth traffic flow, warning that no motorist will be allowed to drive against traffic.
We have done a strategic deployment along the corridor. If you can see, no one is allowed now to drive against traffic. Right from Wariwa, that's where people try to enter the long bridge, but we refuse. The DPO Wariwa and other people are doing a yeoman's job because we have the men of the Nigerian police right there at Wariwa, Nigerian Army, and of course our men are all there ensuring, even trace, we're all there ensuring that no one drives against traffic. Yes, people coming into Lagos will feel some pains because definitely as a result of the construction, there's a form of backlog. But if it's moving, it will be better than we blocking both sides of the road. Because if we allow driving against traffic, at the opic turning, you discover that there will be a complete gridlock, that both sides of the corridor will be affected. But as it is now, people going out of Lagos towards Ibadan, it's a free flow. Like you can see, it's free. People going out into Lagos as a result of the construction have some element of backlog, which is not unexpected. All we need is discipline. Discipline. We have arrested some people who try to drive against traffic, and they have been put in places. They may be fined as well as presented before court of competent jurisdiction.
President Bola Tinubu has given a reassurance that his administration will end insecurity in Nigeria. He gave the assurance when he declared open the National Economic Council Conference held at the Conference Center of the Presidential Villa Abuja. President Tinubu explained he remains committed to the promise he made to Nigerians to make the country safe for them. The president commended state governors, particularly that of Borno, Katsina and Kaduna, for their efforts to also tackle security challenges in their various states. Speaking on the efforts of his government to transform the economy, President Tinubu said government is strengthening macroeconomic stability. He further disclosed plans to better the welfare of the citizens through improved social investment programs.
I promise you here, I play my part. There are 7 stone and zones, states of mechanization that is coming. I promise Nigeria that this will be delivered. And I'm living here again to further find means to strengthen our security forces, to defeat terrorism and combat. That I promise you is what has kept all of us sleepless at night. But I assure you that we will win with determination and resilience. We will overcome This unacceptable terrorism and banditry is not part of our culture. It's foreign to us. So it's an economic hindrance. If we do not find immediate solution to it, I commend many of you, particularly the governor of Borno State, governor of Katsina, governor of Kaduna, and many of you who have done so much to defend our freedom, liberty, and our commonwealth.
In Edo State, the police command there has arrested 3 suspects linked to the kidnapping of Dr. Babatunde Abu and the killing of his brother Tahir Abu on January the 2nd this year in Auchi in Esako West local government area. According to ASP Eno Ikwedem, the first suspect, Saminu Kuwajie, was arrested during a bush combing operation by the Auchi police operatives, local vigilantes and hunters on February the 2nd this year. 2 others, Idris Abubakar and Diezani Abubakar, were later apprehended at the Auchi Specialist Hospital. Police allege that Idris Abubakar received the ransom paid for Dr. Babatunde Abu's release, and investigations continue to dismantle the criminal network responsible for kidnappings in Auchi and surrounding areas. Residents of Eba Island in Igbokoda, Ondo State, have staged a peaceful protest to the headquarters of Ilaje local government area to express their grievances over alleged claims by the Ogun State government of ownership of the island, where crude oil was recently discovered in commercial quantity. The protesters, including the leaders and the youth of the settlements on the island, are appealing to the state government to intervene to avert any crisis that may arise from the dispute.
Residents of Eba Island, Ilaje local government area of Ondo State, display placards and sing solidarity songs in protest against ownership claims by the Ogun State government over the island where crude was discovered in commercial quantity. With the police providing security, the youths marched through the streets of Igbokoda to the headquarters of the local government area. In separate interviews, the traditional chief of Eba Island and 2 other residents state the facts to back their claims.
That particular island is a forest that was managed in the past by Ondo province, to which Atijere and Ilaje local government belongs. But following the creations of Ondo State in 1976, Ondo State took over the control of that particular island. As I speak, it is not only Ago, Balogun, and Alaja, the location of that particular oil found on the land that are located on the island. We have other communities, and they pay their allegiance and homage to Atijere Kingdom. The 1953 Gazette of the Western region that created the Ilaje District Council with the headquarters in Atijere show clearly that the Eba Island is a suburb of Atijere in Ilaje local government, Ondo State.
Within this milieu, we are here to articulate our yearnings to inform the government that they should not allow the Ogun State to take away what belongs to us, because Eba Island in Atijere community belongs to Atijere community under Ilaje local government, not Ogun State. So in respect of this, I am saying this clearly and emphatically that Ogun State should stay clear. They should stay clear before now. That oil well belongs to Atijere community. I see no reason why the oil is now beginning exploration. The Ogun State now decided with their disabled idea to join crew that the place belongs to them. The place does not belong to them. It belongs to Atijere community.
Chairman of Ilaje local government area of Ondo State, Maurice Orepenaye, supports the position of the protesters. Nevertheless, he appeals to them to be calm, assuring that the state government will intervene to ensure that the issue is resolved amicably.
Our principal stake for now is that we are appealing to the government, the federal government, to help us appeal to the good people of Ogun State to stay clear Because we wouldn't see reason why they should be making trouble where ordinarily over a place that does not belong to them historically, geographically. It is out of place for Ogun State to now, at this weird time of the day, laying claims to Eba Island. So we are appealing to the federal government of Nigeria to help us appeal to the people of Ogun State to stay clear and allow Ilaje people, and by extension Ondo State people, to live in peace and enjoy what God has given to them.
Eba Island, where crude oil has just been discovered in commercial quantity, has created controversy between Ondo and Ogun states, with both states laying claim to the island.
Petroleum Minister Diezani Alison-Madueke has returned to court in London as prosecutors continue presenting evidence in a high-profile corruption and bribery trial with international implications. The Crown alleges Alison-Madueke received cash and luxury benefits in exchange for influence over oil and gas contracts, claims she already denies. Today, jurors heard testimony from a luxury furnishings retailer and a former housekeeper as prosecutors sought to show how high-end purchases and property use were allegedly routed through intermediaries. Diezani Alison-Madueke joins us now from Southwark Crown Court.
Today's hearing at Southwark Crown Court heard from two prosecution witnesses in the morning, a luxury interiors retailer and a former housekeeper, as prosecutors continued laying out their case against former Nigerian Petroleum Minister Diezani Alison-Madueke. A witness from Thomas Good, a high-end London furnishing store, told jurors Alison-Madueke was a regular customer, known simply as Madame. She was described as stylish and highly knowledgeable about design, personally selecting expensive furniture and decorative items, including a French writing desk costing nearly £7,000. But the court heard she never paid personally. Instead, purchases were settled by members of her entourage, including businessman Kola Oluko, with invoices issued under multiple names. Prosecutors say this supports their claim that luxury benefits were channeled through intermediaries. Jurors also heard from a former housekeeper who worked at The Falls, a detached property in Gerrards Cross, just outside the capital. She told the court that Alison-Madueke was only at the property on a handful of occasions, but when she was there, staff worked extremely long hours, sometimes up to 17 or 18 hours a day without breaks. The witness said Alison-Madueke was polite, confirmed she had one biological son and one stepson, and told jurors she met Kola Oluko at the property while Alison-Madueke was present. She also said the house was later left empty after Alison-Madueke stopped using it. Alison-Madueke faces 6 charges, 5 counts of bribery and 1 count of conspiracy to commit bribery relating to alleged conduct between 2011 and 2015. She has pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors allege she received cash payments and luxury benefits, including access to high-end London properties and furnishings, in exchange for influencing oil and gas contracts. The defence disputes that, arguing she had limited authority and denying any wrongdoing. Proceedings continue as the Crown builds what it says is a wider financial trail. Juliana Olayinka reporting for Channels Television News at Southwark Crown Court.
Welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria has approved plans by the Bank of Industry, the BOI, to commence non-interest banking operations, expanding the development finance institution's product offerings. According to the BOI, the approval allows it to introduce Sharia compliant and other non-interest financial products aimed at supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, manufacturing and other priority sectors of the economy. The move is expected to deepen financial inclusion by providing alternative financing options for businesses and individuals who prefer non-interest-based facilities, and non-interest banking operates on profit and loss-sharing principles and asset-backed financing structures rather than conventional interest-based lending. The Enugu state government says it has recorded over 406 billion naira in internally generated revenue in 2025. According to the chairman of the State Board of Internal Revenue, Emmanuel Namani, tax revenue accounted for 51.5 billion naira, representing 12.6%, while non-tax revenue stood at 355.2 billion naira, representing 87.4% of the total IGR. He pointed out that the deployment of technology, e-payment, widening of the tax net without increasing the rate, as well as other extensive reforms by the Mba administration to block revenue leakages is responsible for the growth. Mr. Namani said the projected IGR for 2026 is 870 billion naira, and tax revenue is expected to dwindle as they implement a pro-citizen tax reform that will create employment.
We are now part of the driver of the revenue for the remaining 7 months in the year. At the end of the year 2023, government ended at 37.4 billion naira. Then our full first year was 2024. In that first full year of 2024, government raised revenue of 180.5 billion naira, which is a total of 370% increase from what we met. Then our second full year was 2025. In that 2025, we raised 406.7 billion naira. And like I said, that most of our revenue are coming from non-tax revenue. Non-tax revenue. That our tax revenue in 2025 constituted just 12.6% of the entire revenue. And again, that the other non-tax revenue was made up of 87.4%. And I said that we are making a conscious effort to grow our tax revenue because that is the most sustainable. Most of the sales we have today may not be there in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But before that 2, 3, 4, 5 years, tax revenue will now begin to rise because those activities that will enable it to rise would have been built up.
And the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, has clarified that not all electricity meters are provided free of charge, countering recent claims circulating in the public domain. In a statement, the Commission explained that while efforts are ongoing to expand metering and improve electricity access, some meters may require payment depending on the type, installation, and funding arrangement. NEC emphasized that blanket statements suggesting universal free provision of meters are misleading. The Commission urged electricity consumers to verify information from official sources and discourage falling for misinformation that could create confusion in the electricity market. And that's news at 5. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.